Okay, got it. Yay, okay, here we go. Okay, so all of that to say, we're going to focus on what do we do the last week of the month. But before we start, I just want to do a few reminders. Tonight is the leadership training call that Jen and Sarah have put together. You want to come to it. You want to invite all of your team to come to it, and any of your new people who are learning to share. We're going to talk a little bit about vision. We're going to talk about just some mindset things, like what you need to think about on your journey to wherever you're going and how to not get stuck. So we're going to talk about that tonight. It's going to be great. And so really plug in and utilize this last 90 days that they are doing for us. The other thing is that October is coming to an end. So we still have our limited time products, the Berry Collagen. I mean, throw one in the chat if that's your new favorite. It's mine. I so much prefer it in my pink drink, especially in the Cherry Lime Slim. It's just perfect. I love it so much better. And then the Berry Active, I don't know if you guys have mixed that with your Cherry Lime Slim, but it's like the perfect fall mocktail. I think it's amazing. So you want to be talking about that. And then of course the Nike incentive ends, right? Get 3, develop a silver, whatever. Okay. So this week is Magic Week, but before we move into that, I want to ask you all to put a 1 in the chat if you think October's been weird. Is this a weird month? Is this a slow month? Like, I know I am not the only one that thinks October has been insanely weird. Okay, it's weird, it's slow. I don't know where your mind has been. I know my mind has been in certain places. Why? I don't know. I'm not going to sign up for that class. I just know I have felt like October is weird. Look at all the ones. Yay, nobody's alone. Okay, so in the words of my therapist, Rochelle, let's just notice it. Let's just notice it. It's just there. In the words of Emily Gibson, okay, right? Let's just get curious about it if you want, and then just let it be. October is weird. It's fine. Most people on here agree that October is weird. It feels slow. You may feel out of rhythm. Why? I don't know. I have felt that way too. You guys, on my board, I put, we've enrolled 46 in October, right? That's how many my team needs to enroll for us to meet our goals. Guess how many we've enrolled? 10. 10. And we have 1 week to go. Now, I could sit here and go, what's wrong? Why isn't my team working? No, or I could just go, okay, that's fine. That is what it is. And then I could focus on the things that are really going well for myself and my team this month, because there are things that are going really well. I've got one gal that is addressing her mindset issues. I'm figuring some things out for myself. I am setting our team up for momentum in November and December. And for me, I've just taken a step back and gone, I do feel weird, but I'm not going to work out of scarcity, because then I'll just get more burnout, right? Okay, so I'm glad we're all in good company. I'm glad everyone feels weird. Awesome. Acknowledge it and then just set it over here. It is what it is. It doesn't say anything negative about you. It's just neutral. Just neutral. Okay. So what I want to do today, let's see here. Some of you are not muted. Let's mute everyone. If you're not muted, can you mute yourself for me, please? And then let me see if I can mute all. And then, okay, everyone is muted. Okay, perfect. So here is what we are going to do today. Oh, one other thing I wanted to remind you about, momentum meetups. Have you guys been seeing all of the stuff about momentum meetups? There's a huge one in Atlanta, okay, that Genevieve is going to be at. If you are anywhere near the Atlanta area, you want to get there. Like, if I live near Atlanta, I would go to that one, but I'm actually planning one in Kansas City. And if you're anywhere close to Kansas City, you want to be there. So I know some of you are kind of like, I don't really understand what momentum meetup is. It's fine. It's going to be amazing. You want to go. It's like a little mini blurb of convention. So you want to get to one if you can, if you're close. So, okay. First of all, today, here's what we're going to do. I want you to take 3 minutes. I'm going to set a timer, and we're going to sit here and we're going to think about real fast. Why does October feel weird, and what is not serving me? What in October is not serving me well, right? For me, it's not serving me well to try to get all of my team on one call. It's not working. Okay, it feels crazy. So I've just gone off and done one-on-one calls with people. That is serving me better. So I want you just to take 3 minutes, talk, journal, whatever, write out why October is weird for you. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of that. And then maybe write down one thing you're doing well. And then we're going to come back and we're going to get into some tasks. Okay, great. Time is up and awesome. Okay, so you've written it down. Just gonna put it over here now. All done. Okay, it's felt weird. That's great. It's not going the way you want it to go. It's fine. It is what it is. And now we are going to finish this month strong. So I want you, so something I try to do the last week of the month is, I know it's Magic Week. Okay, it's Magic Week. And my people who have been working hard this month, I want to take note of myself and my own goals. Where am I at? Right? I need 2 more for the Nikes and I have conversations going. That's great. I have a few gals who, one has earned it, which is awesome. Shouted her out. Someone else is still working on it. I have gals working on developing silvers, but something I'm going to do today and that we're going to actually start with is we're going to go into our back offices. Okay, you're going to record. I don't know if you guys do this. I've been recording my points every day so I can kind of see where it's at month to month. And crazy enough, even though this month has felt weird, it's not as bad as I thought it was when I wrote down my points. So I'm like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was, which is fine. But I want you to go to your report and I want you to sort by points and rank. And I want you to look at your people, because sometimes people need to know what the difference is, right? What's the difference between me, let's pick a random name, Susie, maintaining gold, and then maybe only ending at 70 points, right? Like if Susie is only at 50 points today, but she was at 120 points last month, I want to look at that and I want to message her and I want to say, hey, I'm just looking at some things. It's the last week of the month. Here's where you ended last month. Here's where you're at today. Here's the difference point wise, right? Like here, this is what's on the table. for you. This is what's on the table. And so sometimes people might not be after their rank, but even just helping them re-rank or win back a customer or two to maintain that point level, I think that is a good practice to get into. I've got a lot of gals that are sitting between senior silver and gold right now, or between gold and senior gold. And so kind of helping them see that and go, okay, we might not hit senior gold, fine, but can we maintain what we had last month, and what is the difference? So let me know if you have questions about this. And I can give you an example if you want, but if Stacy is sitting at 50 points today, but last month she had 120 points, well, I'm going to average it for her. Hey, last month you had 120 points. And if we average that by 2.65 pay point, that's 300, you got $318 in commissions last month. Amazing job. Now this month, today, if we stopped today, you're at 50 points, right? And that's, that's only $82. Well, what's the difference there? I don't know if I did that right. 2.65. Yeah, 318. So that's only $82. So we're looking at a difference of, maybe about $200, right? Like that's, how can I help you keep that same amount, or what can I do to serve you? And so I want you just to go through and look at that for your people right now and make some notes, because then that'll kind of move into what we're going to do next as far as helping our people finish the month strong. So we'll take about 10 minutes to do that. Okay, that went too fast. I only got 2 people done. And you know what I discovered while doing this? My newest senior silver last month doesn't even have her subscription set for this month. Hello, it's in December. And I don't think anybody that she signed last month is going to order again. So she got a nice little message saying, hey, I want to make sure you understand the payment plan. And I hope you actually cashed out your money and here's how much you made. And I just asked her, you know, I would love to know how important it is for you to have the extra commission every month. Depending on your answer, I can help you out. Just let me know. But because I just did this, I caught that, right? Like because she wasn't showing up and I'm like, why does she not have points? She ended with 60 last month. Anyway, what are you in charge of? You, your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions. I am not in charge of other people and whether or not they choose to show up. So I just put that out there on the table for her. You made, how much did she make? I don't even know. Yeah. Yeah. I just told her, I'm like, you made like $160 just off of points alone last month. Like that's all going to go away if no one continues to order. So anyway, and then her sponsor got a message too. Hey, I don't know how you're doing. You know, you ended at 130 points. You're looking like you're only going to have 50. Just curious how important that amount of money is to you. Okay. So I have to finish that later because I saw more. Yes, Sarah.
Really quick, one thing that I think that I love that Jennifer called the CEO page, CEO habits, because we are truly in charge. I think one thing to remember though is sometimes with new people like that, they just don't understand kind of how this works yet. And so it's just our job to lovingly say, here's the potential. Like, here's the potential you have here, take it or leave it. It's up to you, but you've already done this work. And I've had a few people who did not understand that once they had 60, 70 points, that they had to have their 3 active level 1s to get silver first. So I had a few of those that I checked last month. They were like, where are my points? And they couldn't see their points because they only had 1 active level 1. But then that one had started sharing and they were building, that one primary like underneath. So it's a great habit. I love that. It's a great habit to get into, to just know who your team members are so that you're really getting in there and just sending those reminder messages, for subscriptions. And it's really, I used to be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to bug people. The flip side of this, guys, is we are offering a white glove concierge customer service to them to say, here's Christmas cash, here's money that you are leaving on the table for maybe just a few follow-up messages. So I do think this is a great habit to get into. 10 minutes a day, 15, however, big your team is or how many people you need to check in with. It doesn't feel overwhelming when it's part of your log into your back office, check your points, check on your people type thing.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah. And then you guys were talking about the consistency bonus. That's another like little carrot to dangle too. Like, hey, especially for years that need to re-rank gold, I've just been saying how important is it to you to have that, right? Like, and then I just meet them where they're at. So something else I like to do at the end of the month is for me, so we're going to do a few things right now. Let me pull my note back up. Let me back up. Okay. Sorry, I have a million thoughts in my head, but at the end of the month, I like to make sure that I'm checking in with my team and making sure they know how to close the sale, close the deal, right? And so this week we really want to be encouraging our people. So I don't know how you work with your workers. I have all of my workers in one chat. Okay. And then they know they can message me privately if they have questions, but they know I am not going to individually send something to them. It's all in that chat. And if they want to know what I'm sending, they have to check that chat, whether they mute it or not. And so I can put them here, but if you guys have some, put them here, but I like to make sure I send them some messages to close out the month, right? What messages do they need to check in on? What's some closing verbiage that I need to send my team, right? Who's close to a goal? And maybe you've got somebody who has 2 and they just need 1 more. Who needs like an extra $10 off coupon, right? Does Susie need to offer $10 off to Stacy who's on the fence? Who do you need to help right now close their month strong? So that's what we're going to work on for the next 10 minutes. We're going to work on helping you, even if it's just yourself, that's fine. who needs those messages and who needs that encouragement, and what do you need to meet those smaller goals first, whether it's getting your Nikes or helping your people or whatever. And it's a little early-ish to do it. I don't usually do this like Wednesday, but it's Monday and it's a fresh week. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to put some ideas in this chat for you. And you are going to go identify who you need to be helping close their month strong and meeting them where they're at and giving them what they need to do that. Okay.
I think that's great. I'm going to piggyback on and I'll type it too, but I did 3 of those this morning. I missed 3 birthdays over the weekend because I completely unplugged. So I jumped back on and it was people who had been interested previously who have not ordered. And I just said, I hope you had a fabulous birthday weekend. Happy belated birthday from me. I know we had chatted about Plexus before as a gift. I would love to offer you $10 towards your welcome pack that you said you wanted to order. Can we work on that today? I mean, 2 of them have already said yes. Please remind me which welcome pack to order. So just kind of a little, re-entering the conversation with the birthday weekend, wishing them well. And then I have found a few sales, you guys. And the hand frothers, the little mixers for reset, I'm still sending those to my new level 1 VIPs. And I've been getting them for between $6 and $8 free shipping. And I send it straight to them as soon as they order. So that's a cute little happy. They order and then they get that little gift before they get their welcome pack. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for my little hand frother. And it gets them excited about starting the reset.
Okay, there are some examples for you in the comments, some that I've put in there that I work off of. I change them for whoever I'm working with. I also, with some of my people, if they need help, I mean, I just kind of tell them like, hey, so-and-so is so close. What if we send them this message, right? Like just kind of prompting them to do that to help them meet their goals. I have multiple conversations I need to go back through and follow up with myself, and even just people who I know have been watching my stories and things like that. But when it comes to the last week of the month, it's so important to filter back through. And yes, Sarah just reminded your list. You need to constantly be writing people's names down on a list somewhere. And you can go back to lists from several months prior. Like she said, she went to wish them a happy birthday and oh, we never reconnected. Awesome. That's the perfect chance. That's why you are in connection with folks. So thinking about the last week of the month and then into next month. Okay. So we're going to finish this strong. November is also coming. And you have to remember also, with a new month means new specials, new things, right? All the things. So what I want you to think about then is, what do I want my focus to be also in November? Like, don't stress yourself out so bad trying to finish this month that you forget there's another month ahead. And remember that it's the same cycle of activities over and over and over again. I mean, I think most of us probably have some sort of daily list. Yeah, I'm laminated like that. Yeah. That we work off of, right? Things that you do every day, right? Your happy birthday messages. You need to engage on social, but I want to encourage you to take your engaging up a notch and don't just comment, but try to really get people having a conversation with you on the post or through messaging, because having that communication is really your first step towards someone trusting you eventually, right? So let's do that. But something else, I'm all over the place, my notes. Something else I wanted to tell you that I like to do is, I don't know how many of you listen to Emily Gibson, but she talks about her 1-1-1 system. And so every day you want to put up one post on social, right? You want to reach out and make one new friendship, and you want to get one team member to do one thing for you. She kind of talks about the system of 1-1-1. And if you can do this consistently, then it just becomes a habit 5 days out of the week, right? So what I want us to think about right now is, most of us already know that we need to post on social. We know about the reach out, but what is one thing you can get someone on your team to do for you? And I want you to stop and I want you to think about that. So usually it might be a shout out. Who on your team do you want to message and have them do a shout out? Maybe it's their most recent reset results, or maybe they've been using the products for 3 months and they're having amazing results, and you want to encourage them to do a shout out. This, when you present it that way, it's like, hey, this really helps my business, right? Maybe they need to do an event. Maybe they need to work on developing a silver. So I need to stop and I want you to think about your workers for a minute. Who's working, and just who do you want to get to do one thing for you today? And we're going to take about 5 minutes to do that. And if you want help or you're not sure, you know, post in the comments and we'll help you. Okay, so there's some message ideas in there for you, but the idea is just to use them as like an inspiration, right? Like, even if I've got someone I need to message today, she messaged me back and she said, oh my goodness, I haven't, it's been 3 months. I haven't even wanted soda the last 3 months. Okay, so I'm gonna message her back today and say, hey, are you open just to doing a little shout out on Facebook about that? Just tagging me. I'd love to see who in your network we can help. And sometimes I'm not even talking to them about how much money they can make. I'm just talking about how referrals help my business. But if you can get one person to do one thing for you, no matter how big your team is, you're just going to get in the habit of duplication. So we've got to make sure that we are duplicating. And that's something I didn't do real well from the beginning myself. And so now for me, I've got this really wide team and I'm like, who do I want to ask to do something today? So if you're just starting, just remember to get into this rhythm of asking somebody to do something for you or host a messenger. Or if you're thinking, I don't know how to do any of that, let us know. There are templates for that. We can help you. So yes, so always make sure that you take those templates and that you edit them. You want them to sound like you or sound like the person, but something I'm always doing for my people is giving it to them. I'm literally giving them an easy button. Boop, here's what you have to post with a picture of yourself and tag me. Can you do that? And they're like, yeah, great, because I took out all the hard work. Okay, so those are the things you want to be doing. So let me go back to my note for today. Let's see here. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. All right. Also, the last thing I want you guys to think about right now, since we're in the last week of the month, is go through and look at all of your people that did not order this month. Who has not ordered? Who doesn't have a subscription on? Who hasn't ordered? And you want to compile a list of them and kind of maybe think why. Maybe they don't usually order, but who do you want to start sending messages to, reminded them about the limited time edition products, right? Who do you want to message and say, hey, I didn't want the month to end without reminding you, we have these great limited time edition products. I think that you would really love to try them. I love them. I don't know if you're using them. Other people are loving them. What do you say? Can I help you get those ordered so you can try them yourself? Also, those people who haven't ordered yet, remind them that it's free shipping with $175 or more, right? Remind them of that. Hey, did you know that you could get free shipping on that? And then that's what I would look at right now. I would go in, I would look at your back office, who is under 100 PV, right? You can look at their orders. Do they need a reminder about the limited time edition products? Who on your team has or has not done a reset yet? There are so many things that you can send to folks. And then something that I like to do too is look at my last 3 months of who maybe quit ordering and what do they need? Did we not find the right product fit for them? Do they need a $10 coupon? So if you're working towards your own point goals, right? And you're trying to hit a certain point amount this month, then I would start looking at those white lines. I would start looking at those under 100 PV and I would go, okay, what do they need a message about? What do I need to tell them about? And just write their names down and just remind them. So I actually did this earlier in the month with my people. I sent them a message, hey, here's what's going on this month, but now I'm going to follow up because even if I post it on Facebook, I'm probably going to say something like, hey, I know Facebook doesn't always show us everything. So I want to make sure you know about this deal. Can I help you get your order in? Because you'll find that a lot of people don't know about the deal. You have to remember that you might be posting all the live long day, 5% of your audience sees it. Okay, so remember that too. So for the remainder of our time, I'm going to respond to these things in the chat, but go through and look at that. Who hasn't ordered? And who needs an order? And honestly too, who just had their VIP referral go through or their subscription go through that hasn't ordered in a while, and it's like, oh whoops, they forgot to cancel it. Maybe you want to message them, hey, I just caught that it renewed for you, how exciting, you still have your discount, would you like to take a look at some of our new products? I would love to show them to you, right? I had a new customer come back because this exact same thing happened last week. So just be creative, right? Think through Who are the different people I can message? Okay, I'm going to respond to some of these. Let me mute myself. Okay, we are almost out of time. So just to recap with you, I put this in the notes. You want to look at your people, you want to look at their points, you want to see where they are at. What's the difference between this month and last month? What's the gap? How can you help them? What do they need from you? How important is it to them to maintain those points, to rank up, whatever? Okay, that's, you want to talk with your leaders about that, your workers. Okay, and then you want to help your workers close the sale, right? Send them some verbiage. They need an easy button. Okay, they're not just going to figure it out on their own all the time. They want you to help them. Give them some verbiage for closing the sale. Hey, how can I help you do that? You maybe you need to help someone and you need to give them an incentive. Maybe you need to pay for their last signups, you know, sign up fee, whatever. Maybe they need free shipping, even though they could on $175 or more. Okay, so do that for yourself. Go back through your 3 months worth of messages. Who do you need to follow up with? What about your workers? If they've been working with you for a long time, have them do that. And then go check on your people. Who's under 100 PV? Who hasn't ordered yet this month? Who needs a message about, you know, free shipping, the limited time edition products? Connect well. And remember, October is going to be what it is, regardless of how you feel about it. Okay, so you can finish your month strong. You can know that October was October and it's fine. It doesn't mean it was good or bad unless you decide it's good or bad. And then if you don't get what you want this month, then you just learned some lessons that you're going to apply in November, and it's fine because we're all here for the long haul. So anyway, thanks for joining this morning. Thanks for dealing with my chaoticness of what I was today, but I'm so glad you guys were here and I'm thankful to have done this. So I hope you guys have a great day. I will get the recording over to Jen and Sarah and they can share it with you. So thanks everyone.